Hey puppies, and welcome to another ninja video. Now you may have already heard about Minecraft Live. That is correct. Minecraft Live is returning in 11 days. Or, yeah, 11 days. More like 12 for me, but that's actually, yeah. Anyway. But today, some more incredible news dropped. Or yesterday, depending on your time zone, I suppose. But Minecraft released a teaser trailer video about the 2022 mob vote. Oh yes, there's going to be another one. I think they already said that. But there's going to be another mob vote. And they have announced little teasers for all three of the mobs. But they have not, under any circumstances, told you what these mobs are going to be or anything like that. No. But they have given little clues and they have left us to speculate because they're smart. So, that was close by. So, what we are going to do today is speculate. So all of the things that I come up with, all of my little ideas here, are definitely non-official. They have not announced what the mobs will be, and it is quite probable they will not actually announce it before Minecraft Live. So Minecraft Live is going to be structured a little bit differently this year, which is very cool, and there probably will not be any announcements or, you know, promotional videos for any of the mobs before the mob vote actually starts. But the mob vote is also going to be structured differently. It's a brand new Minecraft Live, guys. I'm surprised I didn't rename it, to be honest. The three teasers that were given out for the mobs, the three clues. Well, I mean, all of the video is probably a clue, like the Nautilus shell, the blocks. But the things that were actually clues is apparently all of the ocean ruins chests were filled with eggs. Something was stalking Tiny Agnes in the mines, and something was stealing those hats. I think we can all agree which is the worst of those crimes, and it's clearly hat theft. Like, how dare you? What is he supposed to wear on his head now? Annoying. So let's start with the first one, shall we? So the first thing they said was that eggs are all over the ruin chests. Now what does this mean? Well, who knows? There's either a creature that lays a lot of eggs, possibly a creature that collects eggs. We don't really know, but eggs and underwater. Now, they didn't just say there are a bunch of eggs underwater. They said the ocean ruins. They may have even said chests. I believe that he said chests are filled with eggs. Now, we don't know whether these are like chicken eggs, turtle eggs, spawn eggs, no, or brand new type of egg entirely. But another thing that was definitely shown off was this, the Nautilus shell. Now, the Nautilus shell has been in the game since 1.13, but it does not have much of a use. It is used to craft the conduit item, but other than that, which is a useful use, but other than that, nothing. It's not obtained from any mob. It's obtained from loot chests, buried treasure chests, fishing rarely, things like that. But generally, this is more of like a treasure item. Kind of reminds me of like the Echo Shark or something. But what if? I mean, it's quite plausible here that we're getting a Nautilus shell mob. That would be cool. By that I mean a Nautilus, not a Nautilus shell mob. You know, I know. We could be getting Nautiluses, Nautili, added to the game. But of course, that is just speculation. It could also be other things. There are other aquatic mobs that lay eggs. I mean, literally all fish lay eggs, I'm pretty sure. So, like, it could just be a new fish that lays a lot of eggs. It could be, yeah, it could be a very large amount of things that do lay eggs underwater. Whether, maybe it's going to be, maybe it's actually going to be drowned eggs. Now, drowns do hold Nautilus shells sometimes. Let's just remember that. They do actually hold Nautilus shells, and that's another way you can get them, is by killing the drowns, holding them. So, it definitely does seem to make sense if there were Nautili. I'm going to assume that's the pluralized version of Nautilus. Hanging out around their homes. but we're definitely going to see something added around either the ruins, maybe ocean monuments in the end, maybe just out there in the vast oceans. But something's going on here, and something is related to eggs. So I don't know a lot about marine life. Well, I know an okay amount, but I'm not a very knowledgeable person on egg-laying creatures in the sea. So perhaps there are a bunch of creatures that collect eggs. So if anyone knows that, then maybe it's them. Because I'm not ruling out a creature that just collects eggs yet. It's probably, to be honest, a nautilus that just lays eggs. I don't know if nautiluses lay eggs though. That's the thing, because we cannot be tricked by just seeing a nautilus shell. Perhaps this creature eats nautili, or maybe it eats nautilus shells. Like, we don't know. That would be very interesting, actually, to have a creature that has to be bred with nautilus shells. Normally everything's like wheat or like hay bales. I think golden apples for horses, which is pretty expensive. But other than that, like, nautilus shells would be way off the scale as inexpensive breeding items. Now on to the next thing. The second mob teaser that was given out was that something was watching Agnes in the mines. Now that is probably even more vague than there are eggs in the chests, because, I mean, that literally could be anything. This could be even just a new type of bat, or it could be, definitely could be a new type of monster. No matter what it is definitely a very good thing that something new could be coming to the mine shafts. These structures have not changed in years and years, and it's, yeah, it would be really, really good to have, it would be really good to have something new added into them. Now, whether that's a brand new spooky, terrifying mob, or something way less sinister, we'll have to see, but either way, something was watching Agnes in the mines. Now, whatever the something was, nobody knows. This is probably the one we can speculate the least about, or the one we can speculate the most about, depending on the fact that, like, how much you want to speculate. Technically, we've got the least information with this one, I feel, but we've also got the most to speculate about then, if we're going to fill in the gaps. But generally, the mines do need a bit of an update, and making them deadlier, I'm not against it. Oh my gosh, you're terrible. I literally wanted to die. It was so lame. Making them deadlier? I'm not against it. Because right now, they're a little easy. So before we continue with the third and final Minecraft mob teaser, we also have to talk about a couple other things. How is Minecraft Live going to be structured differently this year? Well, this year, for one, the biggest change, well, technically the biggest change is probably going to be to the way that we will vote for the mob vote. It is apparently going to be accessible through the Minecraft.net website and also through a Minecraft server. This means that if you do not have a Twitter account, you are now able to vote. This is very cool for people like me. And also, you're going to be able to vote for a couple days beforehand. Either they said 24 hours beforehand, or possibly even after Minecraft Live. Considering, I would say probably after seems more likely, since they're going to probably announce the mob votes at Minecraft Live. So whether if they're going to announce the mobs to vote on at Minecraft Live and then open up the polls for 24 hours, that means that either Minecraft Live is going on for 24 hours this year, or we'll actually not get the announcement through Minecraft Live. Maybe I'll post on Minecraft.net, the Twitter account, things like that. But this is very cool for people like me, who live in a different time zone, who don't get up at 1:30 AM to watch Minecraft Live. Like, I'm committed to Minecraft cats, but I'm not going to do that. So, Minecraft Live for me comes on at 1:30 AM, or maybe 2:30. It's mostly 1:30 AM for the last couple of years. So basically, you have to have a Twitter account and you have to live in roughly Eastern Standard Time, I think is the time zone. So basically, even if someone in a time zone like Australia did have a Twitter account, they still couldn't really vote unless they got up at 1:30 AM to watch the whole thing, which they could if they wanted to, but this is going to make it a lot easier for people in other time zones, and or just people who, you know, can't even are in the same time zone but just, you know, can't watch at the same time, they're busy with work or something like that, you know, they can still come in and vote later. They're really trying to make sure that everyone gets their say. Another thing is that Mojang literally couldn't listen to the community any better than they do. I literally believe that is true. Everyone knows that Mojang are amazing at listening to the Minecraft community, and they are so great at bringing along feedback. Now, they've been getting a little bit roasted recently about the little update known as the 1.19, because it was A, kind of Caves and Cliffs Part 3, and also B, because when they originally sold the idea of 1.19 to the public, they kind of announced it as they were going to update like the birch forest and add fireflies to the swamps and all these amazing things. Rest in peace, fireflies. But generally, they didn't do any of that. They added the deep dark, which granted was pretty awesome, but there's also been no one really got too hyped about the deep dark because it's kind of been known it's coming for like a year and a half now. And yeah, a couple small other changes. Frogs, like, you know, everything was nice. Like, I do like the frogs. But 1.19 was definitely didn't end up how they hyped it up to be. But this year, they have promised to not make the same mistake twice. Or not make the same mistake for like the third, fourth time, I don't know. But this year, they are not necessarily even going to announce what 1.20 will be. That's how you don't under-announce. That's how you don't over-announce people. You just don't announce at all. No, actually, what they're going to do is under-announce. A lot of people have been talking about the fact that 1.19 was alright, and people would have accepted 1.19 in a way if you'd said what 1.19 was going to be, and probably given it a different name, in the end. So at the very beginning, if you'd said, we're just going to add frogs, the deep dark, and a couple other things, people would have been like, okay, that's cool, you've had some really big updates, you can do a smaller one. But because they said, we're going to do another big update, it's going to be beautiful, and we're going to add birch forests, and look at all this fungi, and fallen trees, and fireflies and stuff, look at this cool stuff, guys, we're going to do all this. And then they realized they'd bitten off all that they could chew again. They couldn't add any of those things into Minecraft. The people felt disappointed because they'd over-announced and, in the end, under-delivered. What they're going to try and do this Minecraft Live is, in a way, under-announce. Under-announce, if anything. Maybe they'll announce it perfectly enough, who knows. But what they're going to be doing is talking about features that they'd like to add, and features that they're pretty sure they'll add to the game. Or if not, they'll probably be a lot more clear about the fact that this is very experimental. Normally, you know, if you're watching like some other video on the Minecraft YouTube account or something, and they talk about some other feature that's in the works or in their ideas library, aka the Hall of Dead Ideas, well, then you normally think, oh, that's quite experimental, but because Minecraft Live has such a history of announcing everything that will come in the next update, people started to assume that everything they showed would be announced, and they even started to say that everything they announced would come into the next update of Minecraft. But now, that's not necessarily going to be the case. Or if it is going to be the case, they're not going to announce every feature. Also give us some room to be surprised by future updates, but also enough to get us super hyped and add for some speculation. Generally, it seems like a good marketing tactic, and it's them, once again, listening to the Minecraft community when they say, you know, you need to stop over-announcing. So they're going to stop over-announcing, and they're going to start delivering. Let's go! But before we end off this video, there is one more Minecraft teaser thing for the Minecraft mob vote that we must talk about. Get out of here. Get out of here. You'll not steal my hats! You cannot move my hats! Now apparently, some creature was moving those hats. Who is doing this? Well, this one, get out of my base. So this could probably mean quite a few things. But generally, what it seems like is there's some mob that picks up items and moves them around, or possibly moves things off of armor stands. So could this be more of a technically usable mob, or something? Well, I don't really know. The best guess I have is something kind of like the ally. Obviously, allies will move hats. There we go, an ally just moved a hat. Fetch. So are we looking at something similar to the ally, or are we looking at a completely different mob entirely? That's possible. But something that specifically moved hats around. Well, now, whether this is just like saying it was moving his hats around and it wasn't going to generally move like everyone's hats around, or whether this is actually specific to things like armor, maybe a mob that comes and takes off your armor as you're trying to fight, that would actually be very interesting and extremely annoying, and would add a lot more difficulty to the game. You think once you get full netherite armor, you're practically immune to most mobs, except for like Piglin Brutes and the Warden, and then you're in a cave, and then suddenly these monsters, just like little monsters, swarm you and take off half your armor, and you're like, ah! And then this creeper walks up right next to you and blows you up. Bam! Mobs working together. Or just generally some thieving mobs accidentally killing. Probably that one. But it doesn't necessarily have to be about armor. It could be about other things, could be about items, it could even be about non-stackable items. One thing to realize is that hats are indeed non-stackable. But then again, allies can already pick up non-stackable items, so I don't really know if it's about that. But it could be. I quite like the idea of something coming around and stealing your armor and then moving it around. Not necessarily like stealing it and then running off like 1,000 blocks with it or something, that'd be really annoying. But maybe it has like a little den or a little burrow nearby, and it could even happen in, you know, broad daylight. Probably not broad daylight. Maybe more like they come out at night, they live in burrows underground, and then they pop up, grab an item off of you, and then run back into a hole. That sounds very interesting, very similar to a mob that was announced in the first mob vote, which was a little creature that would come out of the ground and snap you, and I believe it was, it would steal items, or would steal items. If you dropped an item, it would steal it, and then you'd have to kill it to get it back or something. I can't quite remember, that was so many years ago, but it was like 5 years ago now, wasn't it? It was like 4 or 5? 4, maybe 5. But it does sound like a very interesting idea. All of them sound like quite interesting ideas, so we'll have to see in 11 days what it really is. But for now, puppies, I think I'm going to see you soon. Hype for Minecraft Live.